Grand Pré winery here in the Annapolis Valley, and as you can see by the sign, every family has a story. I hear there's a real story here. Let's go check it out. I'm here with Hans-Peter Stutz, Domaine de Grand Pré. Hans-Peter, what's your story here? How long have you been here?
Yeah, I bought the winery in '93.
Okay.
I saw an incredible potential here. It was a little
Why
tough.
here? Why here?
Yeah, I'm originally from Switzerland. I had a customer in my company who asked me to support a farm project here in Nova Scotia, and this was my first time in Nova Scotia.
Okay.
And then I heard about there is a winery for sale, and I tell you that was the first time I heard the word wine related with Canada. Canada, the European, has something to do with curling or hockey, but never with wine. And this was for me the first step. I mean, there were three major decisions for me. Then number one is the location. It's an incredible location, so close to the city, to the airport, to a beautiful university town, Wolfville, but also the history of Grand Pré with the Acadians, the story about the Acadians. This was for me the key. The second part for me was the situation here in Atlantic Canada on the culinary side.
Okay.
Perhaps it's hard to say you couldn't drink Nova Scotia wine in the 90s. That's a little hard to say.
They had wine in the 90s?
They had. And I mean, that's the oldest winery in Atlantic Canada. And but I saw the potential. I saw the potential if we do it really absolutely professional.
Okay.
From the professional side, in installing a vineyard on the professional side, and really bring a winemaker in who has the potential, has the education to do high end.
Now, it's a family affair here, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Tell me about your family affair here with the winery.
Yeah, my son did in the 90s then the university in Switzerland. That's a 5-year education in winemaking, grape growing, management, and so on. My son, my daughter, she married a chef. And then this was for me just a perfect consolation,
right?
And the synergy to have also a fine dining establishment here. And this was the start. And we changed. I mean, at this time, in 2000, we had 4 wineries. Now we are 18.
Wow!
And this was the start here.
It all started here.
It all started here.
Now, what's your most famous wine here?
Yeah, it's
what is your wine?
Yeah, my wine is a beautiful crisp white. That's a Sauvignon Blanc. But if we talk about the industry, what we created in the last years, it's our appellation. Our appellation as a tidal bay. We're very strong, and we figured out really Nova Scotia as a perfect terroir for white wine.
Okay.
Nova Scotia is a perfect terroir for sparkling wines, and I'm 100% sure you will hear much more about sparkling wines in the future, about Nova Scotia, and that was the start. But we know, on the other hand, and some people in the industry are telling us now, working on a red.
Okay.
And I know this, and we are working on it, and it's a challenge. It's always a challenge on a cool climate area, really on a constant, high-end, yearly red wine.
Okay.
That's a challenge for the winemaker.
But what caught me is that sparkling white wine. Do you have a special sparkling white wine?
We have a beautiful white. We have. We call it, and that's a beautiful story, we call it Champlain.
Champlain, okay.
You would never be allowed to call it Champagne. But the Samuel de Champlain has quite a strong relation with this story, with the history here. And this was then the reason. It's a blend, 50% Lacadie Blanc and 50% Céval Blanc. In the meantime, we created a new one. It's a 5-year on the yeast sparkling, and it's our really top sparkling one here.
Okay.
We will taste it.
Well, you've got me going now. Can we go taste it?
Yeah.
Okay, why don't we go taste it?
Yeah, we do.
So this is it. So look at the bubbles.
Yeah.
They're small bubbles, right?
Perfect. Yeah.
Let's try it. Oh, wow. That's special. That's special. That must have won something.
It is, yeah. We had quite a success at the All Canadian Championship this year. It's a perfect silver medal.
Excellent
work, yeah.
And that was back in Picton, my hometown. So
wow.
We actually tasted all these back there, and that's a winner for sure. Cheers.
Cheers.
Hans-Peter, as an aside, you said you have a surprise product for me.
Yeah.
What is it?
Yeah, it's incredible here in the Annapolis Valley. We have around 6,000 acres.
Well, it's known for apples.
Apple orchard.
Yeah.
And we have some very old varietals, and that's exactly what we're using for our ice cider at the Condor. And it was always a thought to think we should do a next step. What can we do additional to this ice cider? That's the result. We created an apple cream liqueur. It's based on this ice cider, an apple brandy and cream, and it's an unbelievable success. And we get from Nova Scotia the award as the most innovative product of the year in 2015.
So you're an innovator.
Yeah,
You're pushing the boundaries all the time.
I'm just a guy who has some ideas and do a little more with it.
Oh my God, I love wine, but this is a real treat.
I tell you, this over strawberries, this drizzled over blueberries,
Right.
over ice cream, in some way.
Or just on its own.
Of course,
Cheers, man. This is wow. That's a wow. That's a wow. And what a treat to end this visit. Cheers.
Thank you.